Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, this is BestInSlot, and tonight we are going to look at 20 brand new minutes of gameplay from Jurassic World Evolution. This is from IGN First, as per the other videos we've been doing, and this is a look at Isla Muerta, the second island you're going to play on in Jurassic World Evolution. Now, instead of doing a full-on analysis video, which I'm sure we'll do later on, probably tomorrow, picking out different aspects of the video, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to watch the video together. I'm going to sit down and watch it for the first time with you guys at home. I haven't seen this. We'll commentate over what's going on, we'll pick out key details, stuff like that. If you do want to watch it uninterrupted, you can do that at the link down below, but I thought this might be a fun way of experiencing the video together. Let me know what you think about that in the comments as well. Let's go. First things first, Ceratosaurus just annihilating a Triceratops. I would have bet on the Triceratops personally, but here we are.
As if prehistoric creatures weren't enough to contend with, on this next island, Isla Muerta, you may have some meteorological events. You know, storms, extreme weather, that kind of thing from time to time.
As you can see, the weather on this island can be a little temperamental. First thing you're going to want to do is fix any damage this storm has caused. You should use a ranger team to get the park operational again. Oh, and don't forget to close any emergency shelters when it's safe to do so. Guests won't spend their hard-earned dollars huddled in a bunker underground, will they?
That must have been quite the storm. And it seems that bad weather is often a precursor to bad behavior from the dinosaurs. If you believe that everything is connected, the so-called butterfly effect, and I do believe it, by the way, then one small change is all it takes to create a series of toppling dominoes leading to rampaging dinosaurs. And they don't make a butterfly net big enough to stop them.
So let's talk about this briefly. First of all, the setup for Isla Muerta is similar to the first island, Isla Muerta, in that we've got all these buildings kind of pre-built for us. Now, I am hoping this is not the case for all of the islands, for Tucano, for Penna, and for Sauna in particular. Hopefully we do get given blank islands in which to raise our star rating and progress through the game. Hopefully it's kind of just limited to these first two primarily, but I can see why they've done it. This is the first island where you have to deal with these big power outages and big storms. That isn't a factor on the first island, Isla Muerta. So this is kind of an extended tutorial of sorts on how to deal with that. This is quite an intimidating opening, I think. It's darker, you know, this is the dusk time map. You load in, all your buildings are absolutely just ransacked by the rain and by the storms. You've run out of power all over your park. It's quite an intimidating start to the level. I'm really curious to see how new players handled that for the first time. So what they should be doing is hopping into a ranger vehicle and going around and repairing all the buildings. This is how you see how far your power ranges and whether you need to attach more substations to extend your power lines. Come on, ranger team, buddy. There we go. Now the Jeep does feel pretty good to control, I've got to say. Look at the detail on that ruined building, I love it. That's a Hammond creation lab from the back. Not going to fix that, we're just going to scoot past it. Yeah, no interest in that one, scoot past that one. Repair the substation instead. Nope, nope, changed our mind on that as well. Okay then. It is intense though, isn't it? The wind, the rain. You'll also notice on the right hand side, caught little glimpses of it, what looks to be sand. Now, I don't think we're about to build on a beach, but it'd be nice to see kind of a different environment, have a sandy kind of texture. It's something we actually haven't seen before at all, so I'd be really interested. You can see it there on the right-hand side, and maybe it's on the cusp of a giant lake, and that's why it's beach-like, but it's just a different environment in general. Whether we can build on it, we'll have to see. Hopefully we get a glimpse of the actual, the build map of this island, basically. Mr. Gameplay Man, are you going to do something now? Are you going to fix the bloody... Is he going to do it? There we go. So this is what it looks like when you fix things. Nice and quick for the substation. So only little. Puts up a little sheet, gets that fixed, and obviously that's how you extend your power lines. And one of the things you can do is assign tasks. So they've told their repair crew to go and fix the Hammond creation lab and then the fence over there on the left hand side. It looks like they've got 2 exhibits already set up here. Now, of course, you can drive around fixing everything manually, and it's fun to do that. It is actually enjoyable. But... Oh, whoa. Okay, let's pause for a sec. But, whilst it is enjoyable, it could get a little tedious. Now, 2 things to note here. 2 things to note. First things first, we have our Dracorex. Now, we knew Dracorex was in the game. We had seen it before. We saw the name in an IGN video last week. That's awesome, just to see it. It looks pretty damn cool. It looks very, very different than Pachycephalosaurus. Now, considering the history of Dracorex and how people think it is a younger version of Pachycephalosaurus, that's interesting. But what's much more important is that we have a brand new stegosaurid sort of dinosaur up here on the top right that we hadn't really talked about. I haven't really seen it in people's suggested dinosaurs, and we were lacking in the stegosaurids at least a little bit. So we have a Huayangosaurus, which is a pretty cool little adorable little stegosaurid. Awesome. Hopefully we're going to get to see it actually come to life. So they're doing some genome stuff here. You can see the genome progress in the top right. That's how many of the fossils you've kind of unlocked for those dinosaurs. The closer you are to 100%, the more viable your dinosaur is going to be, the more likely it is to be born and not waste your money. When we start to do stuff like this, bringing in the alternate genomes, the crocodiles and the snakes and stuff like that, you can see how the stats go up, the lifespan or the attack stats, blah, 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 blah. But the viability also reduces and the cost goes up. So it's kind of this constant challenge between getting the most exciting dinosaurs but also not risking losing all your money. It looks like we are going to see the brand new dinosaur. That's really cool. We've got right, okay, let's pause this briefly here. We can see here on the outside we've got this thin map. Maybe we can see a better view of it briefly, hopefully. We can see that sort of thin outline. That is a proper full-on beach. That's really cool to see. It does look like you can't build on it. You can see how the you could see how the line, beautiful. You can see how the line kind of ends before we get to the beach, but it's just like extending the environment a little bit. And this is a really good look at just how big this island is going to be. It doesn't look huge, I understand that to an extent, but you think about how big these exhibits are. You're about to get 2 dinosaurs in here. You could fit a hell of a lot in here. And it's like, it's this balance between, do you want tons and tons of dinosaurs and get rid of the forest and have a very sort of man-made, humanized area, or do you want them to feel sort of free and natural, in which case you are going to have less dinosaurs. It's a trade-off. For what it's worth, this is actually, I believe, one of the smaller islands. I think this may be 4th, ahead of Penna, but below Matanceros and below Tucano. I don't know for sure, but that's kind of a prediction. But I really like the challenge that areas like this are going to present. Like, you've got this little really thin build area on the left-hand side where you've got to take your path through. It just mixes things up a little bit. Are we going to see anything else? What do I want to see? I can see another Ceratosaurus. I'm always down to see another Ceratosaurus. We're going to see Advantosaurus. We're going to apply some cool stuff. Maybe we'll get to see new skins or stuff like that. That'd be cool. Get another good look at the genomes. Some sharks, some ravens, stuff like that. There we go. It's a cool little system, it is. And it's going to be a lot of fun building the right dinosaurs to kind of... I didn't know that was part of it. It's right, you saw just at the end there how the last genome is actually locked. That's because they haven't done enough of the genome for the dinosaur. It looks like you have to get to 95% to have full control. I believe that also had a skin applied, but we'll have to wait and see for that.
Park alerts resolved.
It's a nice looking little place, isn't it? It looks like everything's chill now. They do have an emergency shelter. There's nobody in there right now, but that's weird. So it was open. Why is nobody in the park though? Why is there no guests? Now that's actually a building we saw the other day, and it's nice to confirm that is in fact the emergency shelter. It does have that bunkery kind of look to it, doesn't it? Bunkery is an official term, in case you were curious. Why are there no guests? Is it because you have to handle that emergency first, perhaps? Or maybe it's simply because there are no dinosaurs in the park. Either way, here we go, brand new Stegosaurid. And the first time we've seen one hatched, I believe. You're adorable! You're so cute! Your chubby little head. Oh!
Ah, the Huayangosaurus.
Huayangosaurus.
Another member of the Stegosaurians.
I love that. Just a little message, just a little acknowledgement that you've developed a new dinosaur. Oh, right, let's get a little pause there. Oh, no. Stop it, game. Stop it. Get a good look at that dinosaur for the first time. It's kind of adorable, right? A little smaller than the Stegosaurus. It's got this interesting pattern, kind of similar to the Chungkingosaurus, or what we suspect is the Chungkingosaurus from the silhouettes, wherein it's got at the front these kind of tamer, kind of soft-tipped plates, and then towards the back they become more sort of spine-like. But it's really cute. And we can see here on the left all the different things, all the different stats. Comfort is high, health is high. And you can see these little bars, which is obviously where it needs to be. Now, population and social, it probably hasn't thought about yet because it's only just been born. But at some point, I imagine, especially a dinosaur like this, a 1.5 herbivore, as we see in the top left, it is going to require a social need. It looks like quite a social dinosaur. You can see how high the bar is there on the social bar, the little mini bar. I could go for a mini bar. And it looks like it's quite a social dinosaur. So they're going to need some friends, right?
A contract just landed on my desk. You need to take a look.
Ooh, big reward. Assist any dinosaur to 2 dinosaur combat victories. Now, how would you assist a dinosaur to a dinosaur combat victory?
This need to somehow have mastery over dinosaurs, this is our mistake. We need their trust. Turning them on each other isn't going to get us there.
It's Owen Grady. Owen Grady's in the game. We never knew that before, right? I'm not going crazy. We did not know Owen was in the game. We knew Claire was in the game. We knew that that Coryphosaurus definitely has a different skin, by the way. Is that the arid skin I was on about before? That's definitely a different skin. We knew that Claire was in the game. We knew that Woo was in the game. But now we have confirmation that along with Dr. Malcolm as well, we have Owen Grady in the game. His voice sounded slightly different. Is that the same voice actor? I don't know. I'm not sure. But I suspect so, considering they got everyone else in the game. Get a really good look at the Dilophosaurus there as well. The first time we've seen the silhouette kind of filled in. You know what's really interesting about this as well is that this is the sign of the dinosaurs we are going to have on the second island. And you can see how they're all... Other than the Triceratops and maybe the Stratosaurus and the Dilophosaurus to an extent, there's less heavy hitters. There's no Rex, there's no Spinosaurus, there's no massive carnivores quite yet. I suspect, that's something that is going to happen more towards the end of the game. I really hope they make this Ceratosaurus. If you look here in the bottom right, you can see the skin is called the Savannah pattern. Could we see right now a brand new skin colour for the Stratosaurus? A lot of them are set to arid right now. Come on, Ceratosaurus. Oh. So they're trying to set up like it's really interesting. They've got this kind of like double exhibit where there's a gate between the two, like it'll let your dinosaurs cross over. Ooh, I'm going to see disease gameplay for the first time. Who's sick? And who's broken? Oh, is that the Dracorex? That's totally a Dracorex right there. We just got a little glimpse of it. What is that symbol there? Can I just check this? Am I going crazy? Oh, right. It's a herbivore. It's a feeding symbol, right? It kind of looks like a dummy to me. Like what a baby has. I was thinking, yeah, there's no pregnant dinosaurs in this game, is there? Can we get a good look at the Dracorex? That'd be cool. Come on, IGN guy. Love me like I love you. Mr. IGN, please. There's nothing new there that I can see. Parasaurolophus, Struthiomimus, Triceratops, Wangosaurus. I'm just going to call it Wangosaurus, I think. What's that there? Right, are they setting up for the dinosaur fight, perhaps? I think that's another Ceratosaurus there. Oh, I'm so excited to play this game. Show me the Dracorex, though. Is that a new skin? It's hard to tell. It might have an orange tint to it rather than the red, but it's quite hard to tell because of the colour. It's a dusk sort of setting. It's quite hard to tell. Can we double check what just happened there? Right, they go into enclosures, ranger team, add task.
No problem.
Okay, medication. That's what's going on. Set by the ranger team, one by the ACU helicopter. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. Can we see the Dracorex, please? Maybe when it gets transported back into the herbivore exhibit over here on the left-hand side.
Acknowledging asset.
But you can see how you can fit. I mean, look at the size of these exhibits. These are decent-sized exhibits. Look at the size of the Ceratosaurus compared to the surrounding exhibit, right? That is plenty of room for both of them. And you could fit so many of these onto your park. You really could. I think people overplay the... Look at it. Look how much you could squeeze in there. You'd have to play a little bit efficiently, but, that should be necessary in the earlier levels of the game, in my opinion. You should have to do that. It's not meant to be willy-nilly build the park of your dreams right from the start. There's meant to be a challenge in there, to get those stars. And at the end of the day, you're not going to have all the dinosaurs at this point in time anyway.
With what you've been able to accomplish, we can advance our work here in the Science Division.
Hello, beautiful. Just the basic Triceratops there. We're very pretty, as per usual.
Warning. Sabotage in progress.
Oh, right.
Another division was...
Rebellious factions within the entertainment division have orchestrated a sabotage. Some of your dinosaurs have been poisoned. That's the very first time we've seen sabotage gameplay. Now you can see if you look at the bottom right, it's 2.5 Star Park, 1 million budget, blah blah blah. But the science and security divisions at least have some points towards them. You can see that this person is working on 2 quests at the moment. They're working on a combat victory one for security, they're working on a dinosaur racing one for science, but they've completely neglected entertainment. Now, you don't have to max out all the trees, and you probably aren't going to do that. You're probably going to focus on 1 or 2 and try to keep a decent-ish balance. But if you completely neglect one of them entirely, one of these 3 factions, they will kind of go, yo, bro, what you doing? And apparently poison your dinosaurs. So let's see how that's dealt with. That is just a whole bunch of sick dinosaurs.
Way to go!
Thanks. A little bit too late. They just got a little bit of entertainment, then they would have been fine.
Confirming task.
So are they poisoning them with sickness? Obviously you can research different cures and stuff in this game. Is that what they're getting poisoned with? Are they getting poisoned with diseases, or is it just a general medication you have to do? Reboot sabotage item / building. That's a new thing. Sorry about the noise outside. Shut up. God. Replenish feeder, medicate dinosaur, heal dinosaur. Interesting that medicate dinosaur is red whilst heal dinosaur is white. That seems strange to me. But maybe that's a bigger deal. It's more urgent. These are the big 2 urgent ones, I guess. The sabotage items and buildings. That's interesting as well. Like, so they could sabotage your, your substations and stuff like that. Cut down the power to your park, and obviously that can have disastrous results.
Confirmed.
That is... Right, we've got 2 little herbivore paddocks, one with some slightly larger herbivores, one with some Stuphiomymuses. I really like the idea of having this gate kind of separating
Asset delivery.
the 2 out, you know what I mean? And then you could mix and match the dinosaurs across, so you could let them free roam between your 2 exhibits if you wanted to, kind of control the populations like that. I think that's a pretty cool idea. They do seem to be moving the trike into a... Sell that. Oh, a bit more Dracorex, that's cool. Weird that your fossils... Oh, let's just nip back, see if we missed anything there. This is Hell Creek, Ankylosaurus, Dracorex, Triceratops. That makes sense. No new information there otherwise. I will have to go back and kind of look through all this in much more detail in order to do a new video on it and talk about some specific things already, which I'm sure I can. We'll probably talk about the new dinosaur for a start, but... What I really like about this as I watch it is there's always something to do. Now that's... doesn't sound like a big deal, but if you remember, those of you who did play JPOD quite a lot, especially at the start of the game, you had these massive down periods where you just... Oh, that's definitely a different skin, isn't it? Hello. Let's just pause it on that quickly. That's a new skin. That's like an arid... I think that is the arid skin. That looks very distinctly... Well, it's not pink, is it? It's got this kind of worn, deserty look to it. Now, it is harder to tell because of the colouring of the island, but I think that's very clearly a new Ceratosaurus skin for us. It looks pretty cool.
Transit has commenced.
I'm really excited to see the alternate skins for like these dinosaurs that have a very well-known look to us. That's what's going to be exciting for me. But anyways, there's always something to do. The player doesn't really... I mean, you could if you want to just sit still and chill for a little bit, but if you want to do things all the time, it seems like you have that opportunity, you know? There's something to work on. You can always request... Let's say they finish this contract in the bottom right. If they wanted to, they could get a new contract. You can do that whenever you want. You can request new contracts, new mini-missions. So they're adding gold tasks now. Finally medicating the dinosaurs. No more neglecting your bloody... divisions. If you want to play without that kind of pressure, you can of course play on Isla Muerta, which we know is pretty easy to unlock, so I wouldn't worry about that too much for those of you who may well be. So we've got 2 Ceratosaurs, and they are moving in a trike. I guess that's a good way to make the Ceratosaurus win, because it's always going to be outnumbered. You can also breed, of course, a stronger version of the Ceratosaurus, increases attack, increases health, stuff like that, and then it's going to have a much better chance of besting any potential foe. Run, Trike, run! I'm so scared for you, babes. You're my favourite dinosaur. Runs to the edge, looks into the trees. This just feels mean. Kind of shakes a booty a little bit. Ceratosaurus on the right hand side seems to be moving in, although he does need medicating still. I think they're kind of hanging. Oh! They're like nuzzling. Did they just nuzzle? Am I going crazy? Or did those two kind of hook up a little bit there? Now, there's no breeding in this game. I know people have mentioned it, but... Is it fight time? Oh, that was a little janky there, wasn't it? Hopefully that gets fixed. They all squaring up to each other. Ceratosaurus just got a bite in. Triceratops is low health. Whoever's doing the gameplay has decided to just zoom out and in and round like an absolute goddamn madman instead of zooming in on the dinosaurs. Circling through the Ceratosaurus. Again, something else that maybe needs a little work. There's always going to be little things every now and again, I suppose. Oh, Triceratops gets a hit. Some people have commented on this battle gameplay, and I've got to admit, it's not the most dynamic thing in the world when two relatively even dinosaurs are squaring up to each other. They do circle each other and then kind of seem to take it in turns to hit each other. At the end of the day, with tons of dinosaurs, there's a limit as to what you can implement in the game, but a more dynamic system would have been nice to see. And there's a chance that is the case. We've seen a fairly dynamic takedown with the Spinosaurus on what we believe is a Myosaura. We've seen that before. Oh, so close to death. We have seen that, so how often that applies, I don't know, but maybe this is simply because these are two very evenly matched dinosaurs, although Triceratops is about to die. I hate whoever's doing this gameplay. See the blood there, little mist. Profit per min, 282,000. Okay, someone's making a lot of money, so they need the Ceratosaurus now to, you want to heal it up, you want to bring in another trike and have another fight. Oh, look at that little dead dinosaur notification. It's better than Dr. Sattler going, oh, what's it? Message from Dr. Sattler. Message from Dr. Sattler. This is terrible. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Are they going to transport the corpse? Why would they transport the corpse? I swear they're just... What are they going to do now? Yeah, they're going to trank another trike and take that in as well.
A new contract just came in. I think it's doable. By you.
Fully incubate, just make a small herbivore, basically. Interesting that... Well, let's go back on that briefly. Something we haven't actually touched upon before. Have I missed it now? Oh, God's sake, where is it? There we go.
A new contract.
Interesting. We've never actually seen... Although we kind of assumed this was part of the game, but we've never actually seen a reference to small or large or dinosaur size, I believe, in the game so far. I don't think that's ever actually come up. So, yeah, I'm going to be interested to see how they govern what's a small dinosaur, what's a medium dinosaur, what's a large dinosaur, and so forth.
Anyways. Just came in. I think it's doable.
Oh, we denied it.
You.
No interest. Would be the easiest thing in the world, but, maybe they don't want to focus on that division. They're clearly now focusing on the other two, so... It's just about where you want your balance to go, because at the end of the day, when you buff up one division, it does hurt your others. So, it is a constant choice, basically, what you want to focus on.
Asset has been collected.
Nice little bit of lovely music. Right.
Park alerts resolved.
Disease outbreak controlled. No sources of Campylobacter remain in the park. So, in your research trees, you do get the opportunity, like in JPOC, to research cures to various diseases. It looks like that Campylobacter may well have been brought in by the Sabotage. Be interested to see what else there is. We know they can destroy buildings, maybe destroy fences and stuff like that. We know they can poison your dinosaurs. What else can they do? If this person could just start neglecting all of their needs, that would be nice, and then we can find out. I see the trike move on there. Nice little bit of what's it called again? Ragdoll. Now the cool thing about the ragdoll system, in case there's you who missed it, when dinosaurs become sick or injured or sort of, well, primarily sick, dying, they're close to death, they become more ragdoll-y. They kind of subject themselves to the ragdoll system a little bit more. That's why you see that sort of droopy nature. Oh, this is pretty cool. Let's go back on that. I think that's the first time we've seen that as well. It's the first time I've seen it anyway. That's what matters. So they're selling Barbasol cans at the shop, which is pretty cool. That's something you'd buy at Jurassic Park, right? Very logically. It's expensive. They cost $10. They sell for $13. And it looks like you can increase the amount of staff. Now, why is that relevant? That's interesting. Maybe it's the number of guests that can be serviced by the shop at any one point. That's just like a little extra level of detail, I guess. So at the moment it's got 360 out of 360 guests. Is that park guests or is that shop guests? I imagine that'll be shop guests. So you want to increase your staff, your management, and that is going to increase the number of guests, and once you fill that in, you increase it once more. That's pretty cool. Just little extra details of management gives the game that little bit more depth, Trike is coming in. Why have they sedated the victorious Ceratosaurus? Is it because they want to heal it up? Also, it seems like a mistake to have two Ceratosaurs together because, what, the other one kills the Triceratops. You need to make sure the right one kills it, you know? Gotta get your murdering correct, otherwise what's the point? Fight back, babes. I believe in you. Triceratops, take out both Ceratosauruses, and then we're sorted. That's the victory you were looking for. I believe in you, Triceratops. She's panicking a little bit, because there's two of them, I suppose. But I don't know, I still feel like I'd bet on the trike. So pretty. So grunty. See her age there? That's the first time we've seen proper confirmation of dinosaurs aging. We know they don't show it visually, but they do age and things like that. I love that Ceratosaurus skin. That is really cool. I think it's not even the one we saw on the website. This is actually the third one we've seen. We saw the one on the website that's very, very vibrant orange along with the black, kind of like the pink/red on the reveal one. Let's see if the fight plays out the same way. Now, of course, this isn't good for this guy's quest. It isn't doing anything for his quest. He doesn't want this to happen. Kind of little dominance displays here. Ceratosaur kind of looks like it's charging up on the... It's about to do a sprint. Oof! Gets the first hit in. So they're not really circling each other anymore. Seems they don't do that every time. It's a shame it's not a little bit more dynamic, but you can see why it isn't. You know, when you'd have 42 plus the 6 from Fallen Kingdom, 48 dinosaurs eventually kind of squaring up and trying to kill each other. It's quite hard to come up with a dynamic animation system that's going to make it so that... Go on, Troy, get in there! Quite hard to make a dynamic animation system for that. But it's pretty cool to see, right? Music doesn't fit. It'd be nice if the music adapted a little bit. You know, you're watching a dinosaur fight, it should be a little bit more unts. Not but still. I'm just nitpicking a little bit. Go on, Trike, I believe in you, buddy. I believe in you. You can do it, girl. Get him! Get him! I'm not spooked by that at all. Get in there. Ram him. Do something. Stare lovingly into each other's eyes. Whatever works for you, really. I'm not here to judge, you know? Oh, you can see how the head of the trike's now dropped a little bit, the tail's a little bit lower. Health is really, really, really low, which means that ragdoll system has now been sort of amplified. Oh, that cry! And there's the neck. Ugh. Oh, and the break. And the blood. And the happy roar celebration. Of course. Does Ceratosaur look like it had blood on its mouth then? Have I gone crazy? Man, whoever's doing this IGN gameplay is upsetting me.
You met the objectives and secured a victory.
Oh, what?
I was expecting no less.
Okay. That didn't seem right to me, but whatever. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe they tranquilized the other Ceratosaur. Maybe that's why they tranquilized the other Ceratosaur. That would make a lot more sense than what I said. That would make a whole lot more sense than what I said. Not the most comfortable Ceratosaurus.
If you like that, then check out our super in-depth feature on how...
Okay, let's talk about briefly what we just saw then. If I had one problem with what we've just seen, it is that dinosaur battling. It feels a little bit stilted still. You saw that little jump in the animation when the first fight happened, in that the Triceratops and Ceratosaurus were going to fight, but the Triceratops hadn't quite loaded into its fighting animation sort of set yet, and therefore hadn't, and then it kind of went boop and jumped into the animation. That's a little bit of a shame, and we'll see what happens. You know, we still don't know when this gameplay is in terms of the development cycle. It is still development build. All these things are prone to changing, and nobody should overreact to anything we've seen in that video. But it's worth commenting on things you think could be improved as well. Really cool to see Dracorex. It's a shame that whoever did the gameplay is a Dumbo and didn't zoom in on the Dracorex itself. But we also saw another new dinosaur as well in the Stegosaurid. We saw some dinosaur fights. We saw just a whole new island. We saw lots of new gameplay. It was pretty cool. Let me know what you think about this style of video. I'm not going to do this very often, but when it's a longer video like this, we're hoping for another one of these maybe next week for Isla Muerta or something like that. We don't know for sure, but that'd be really, really cool. If you want this kind of, if you like this, let me know. But I will, of course, still do those analysis videos, and we'll probably delve into a couple of the details revealed in this video here, including the new dinosaur, in order to do some analysis later on in the week. Thank you so much for joining me, though, ladies and gentlemen. If you do want to watch this video for yourself, you can do that down below, and I'll see you lovely folks in the next episode. Cheers, much love, as always. Bye-bye. Quick little shout out at the end. This video and others like it would not be possible at all without the support of you guys watching me at home, and also everyone on this Patreon page right here who supported me in the last month. If you want to help out as well, you can do so at patreon.com/bestinslot. Every little really helps. Cheers.